Hey, Vampire Logan here. We are ready to play some D&D. So we have one player out today, so we won't be doing the Price of Vengeance today. We're doing Adventures of Rodo Hammer with Jesse here.
Hey, hey.
And we are in the middle of the Mines of Phandelver. Well, not in the mines, but we're in that adventure. And we are so last time I believe Rodo did some investigation in the city, and a child came up and told them about a secret way into their hideout, the Redbrands, and him and Sildar Hallwinter went into this dungeon through the secret entrance, which is under a manor house, a broken down manor house. And they went inside. I've got the map here. So they came in through this little crevice area, and went across this bridge down in the room. I think you fought something in there, like some guards or something. Something you fought in there.
Yeah.
And then you went down this lower passage into a storeroom, a cellar, and then into a hallway, and then into this crypt area. And these are crypts.
Yes, and we fought some things here.
Yes, there was some undead, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I think I already did that. 3 skeletons, yeah. They're pretty easy to defeat.
Mm-hmm.
And then bring that off there. I'm just gonna stretch this out a little bit more, so I can put something off camera. There we go. And did you search the crypts?
I think so.
Let me just check your party
If
sheet
not,
here.
I do now.
Okay, inventory. Yes, you did. You have 3 platinum signet rings from the corpses there.
Right.
Okay. And so, just to reiterate the description of this room, I'll just post it up there. So it says, 3 large stone sarcophagi stand within the dusty crypt. Propped up against each sarcophagus is a human skeleton clad in bits of rusty mail. False columns along the walls are carved into the image of spreading oak trees, and the double doors in the southeast corner are sheathed in tarnished copper plate. I think that's the door you came in.
Right. The trapped hall. I'm gonna pop out the northeast door.
Okay. And let's have you go over there.
What's in that room?
Alright, so in here, this long room is partitioned into 3 areas, with iron balls walling off the north and the south. Filthy straw lines the floors of those cells, and hinged doors of which are secured by chains and padlocks. A pair of disheveled human women are held in the cell to the south, while a human boy is confined to the north. All are dressed in plain grey tunics and have iron collars fitted around their necks. A heap of discarded clothing is piled carelessly against the far wall.
Oh. And move in.
Okay, so
They're cowering, hey, these people?
Yeah. So when you move in, over there. So there are actual guards in here. So two Redbrands with Scarlet Cloak stand guard. As you walk in, they are trying to surprise you. So make a perception check to see if you get surprised. They're hiding on either side of the door. So let's see if you get surprised by them.
11.
Let's see their stealth check. Let me just stick them into the counter tracker here. So I'm gonna do the initiative for. Stop doing that. Okay, I'm gonna do initiative for them. You can roll for you. I'll roll for Sildar.
Hey. That's terrible.
Did I already roll for Sildar? I think it set them up. So you're at 5. He's not sure if it rolled for him, so I'll just roll him again. Oh. Okay. So now, if you can, either of you can perceive them. So you rolled a 11 for perception. I'll roll for Sildar too. Skill. Okay, he's gonna spot them. No problem. And then let's see if they can stealth. So I guess it's just a straight dex check then. So you don't spot them, so you don't get to act this round, but Sildar does. And he goes, "Look out!" and jumps ahead of you. I guess. What's this here?
Thanks, Sildar.
Oh, for some reason that's jumping over there. Okay, let me just fix the chat window here. There we go. Alright, so he is going to move in. Close the door. Okay. Can I grab him? Come on. Okay, so you're going to be there. Actually, he's going to have to move past you to there. And then we're going to have to move that guy there. And, oh, you probably can't see these guys. So let's make him visible. Alright, he'll take a shot at the one number 1.
Okay.
Longsword.
And ruffian.
He hits him. Does some damage. He'll take another shot at that guy. Miss. Alright, then the other guy will attack him. Oh, they got multi-attack. 2. Miss. Hit. He's got a short sword. Does 3 damage. Okay, and then number 2 is going to attack you.
Your worst.
Miss. And hit. Oh, and you got some temp hit points, so you're in good shape. Oh, he hit pretty good. And then now, so you're missing this turn because you were surprised. And then back to Sildar. He is gonna oh, you can put a target under somebody. Okay, that's a good idea.
Target on what?
I'm just realizing you can put a target in so they already have somebody that they're attacking, and I think if you just do their attack, they should attack their target. Let's see if that is true. Oh, that makes it easier, so I don't have to. That's why. So that's what I should have been doing when I had that big combat tracker of everybody. I should have just set out whose target was who. And then you can just drag it into the thing. It automatically does it.
That's cool.
Okay, he hit that guy again. And a miss. Alright, that guy's looking pretty hurt. But he'll attack back. And he hits. And another one. Ooh, we got a crit on him.
Unless it was our guy.
Not looking too good. This guy, other guy's attacking you. That's gonna hit. Oh, he doesn't have you as a target. Okay. Okay, so you take that damage. Actually, is your armor class higher than 19?
No, it's 18.
Okay, so he hits you for 8.
Oh.
And then he takes another shot. That's another hit. Yeah, it would be nice if you could drag both of those things on. Like in the other game. Okay, he did some damage. 6 points. And now it is your turn, finally.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start by attacking the guy who's almost toast on the bottom.
Alright.
Let's see. I'm gonna attack him with my Thunder Gauntlets. I haven't done this in a while. Let me see. What do I got here? Don't think I'm ready to start using spells yet. Except for maybe a cantrip. Let me just double check that. D8. D6. I'll take the D6 plus 4. 13.
And you don't have 2 attacks yet, do you?
No.
Okay. Sildar is going to try and finish that guy off. With his longsword. No, that hits. Okay. And this should probably do it. Yeah, he takes out number 1 and then throws an attack at the other guy.
Killed him with the shockwave of the wind coming off my thunder gauntlets. I just missed him and he still fell over dead. That was good.
So is 14 gonna hit this guy? So equal means you hit them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he does hit this guy. Alright, did some damage, and then that guy is still attacking you. Natural 20. Ooh, these guys are getting some crits in there.
Jeez. That'll do it.
Oh, he took you down. Holy crap. Alright, his other one will go against Sildar. Oh, natural 1. He drops his weapon. He was so excited after he hit you that he threw his sword at Sildar. And then has to... he is going to risk an opportunity attack to go and get it. And so Sildar will attack him with that. And he hits him. Oh, 9 damage. Okay, this guy's not looking in good shape. You make your first death save. And
Okay.
Sildar should be able to finish this guy off. Nope. One more chance. Oh no, he missed him twice. Okay, this guy's still in. Hits Sildar. Oh wait, what am I doing? Yeah, +4 and then piercing. Ooh. Sildar is looking, he's getting within range of a single shot. Oh good, he missed. Okay, take another death save. Oh, fail this time. Yikes.
One so far.
Sildar, get him. I think that's enough to hit him.
That hits.
And he's down. Alright, so we're gonna go one more onto you. You get another success. And then Sildar, does he have a potion? Do you have a potion?
No. You can stabilize.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, you guys don't have any healer. Okay. Alright, so he's gonna attempt to stabilize you with his lack of knowledge of medicine. He's reasonably smart though, so hopefully this will work. Just barely. Okay, so he's able to stabilize you. And then how long does unconsciousness last from going down, I wonder?
See. E10 wisdom medicine check. Stable creature doesn't make death saving throws even though it has 0 hit points, but it does remain unconscious. The creature stops being stable and must start making death saving throws again if it takes any damage. A stable creature that isn't healed regains 1 hit point after 1d4 hours.
Hours, okay.
Yep.
Alright, well he's gonna lock this door and hole up here. Oh, it's only 1 hour. Okay, so he's gonna lock this up. He lets out these prisoners, although you don't know any of this, I guess. So when you awake in an hour, oh, actually, let me just check the treasure. There might be a healing potion in here.
Party treasure. Where did that go?
Yeah, there's no treasure in here.
Oh, there's the party sheet. But it's not on there, is it? Oh, wait.
Alright, so in an hour, you wake up, and Sildar is got his back against this door, and the other two, or the two guys are down. They're piled in one of the cells. There are 3 people in there. So, oh, actually, I have to check to see if he was able to get the doors open. Did you have thieves' tools? I don't think you
Nope.
did. So neither of you have that, so he would have had to use strength. Which... is there still the concept of taking 20?
No.
So you just keep rolling until you succeed?
I don't know that you can necessarily just keep repeating rolls either.
Well, then I guess we'll just see if he can do it. Nope. And... nope. And... nope. Okay. Should go by brute force.
I'm not super strong either. Or dexterous.
Alright, so anyway, you wake up and so there's these 3 prisoners still in their cells because he wasn't able to get the doors open. Maybe you can use some of your artificer powers or something. Sildar introduces there's a woman and her 2 teenage children. So the woman's name is Myrna Dendrar, and her children are Nars and Nilsa. He tells you that a few days ago the Redbrands had murdered her husband, Fell, for defying them, and that night the gang returned and abducted the family from their home in Phandelver, and they as far as they know, they plan to sell them into slavery, she thinks.
Whoa. Oh, we'll try and get you out of here as soon as we possibly can. I'm not feeling so good right now, though.
Yeah, and Sildar says we should try and get them out of here and go back and rest up.
Yeah, for sure.
And he says, oh yeah, and she told us that she only knows that the boss is some kind of wizard. She doesn't know his name and hasn't met him. And she also knows that he has tall, furry monsters with big ears working for him.
Oh, great. Sounds like gnolls. Okay.
She goes, what's a gnoll?
Tall fairy monster with big ears.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then it's gnolls.
They kind of have like dog teeth, dog faces, and like sharp teeth.
So there is another thing that she has told to Sildar. She said that her family has nothing to offer as a reward, but they, as a family, had an heirloom that was hidden. And when she was a young girl, she and her family fled the town of Thunder Tree after an undead attack. and her family had an herb and alchemy shop there, and inside a case containing an emerald necklace was hidden in a section of storage shelves. She never dared to return because the undead, I think, are still there. And the shop was in the southeast part of Thunder Tree. If you can go and get that, that's a side quest.
Thunder Tree?
Yeah, it's a place nearby.
Let's see, it was a herb shop. And where was it again?
So the shop is in the southeast part of Thunder Tree.
But where in the shop was the thing hidden?
In a case containing the emerald necklace, hidden beneath a section of storage shelves.
Cool. And can you remind me of their names?
So this is the Dendrar family, Dendrar. And it's the mother is Myrna, Mirna, and then her two children are Nars and Nilsa.
Okay. Noted. Well, I mean, that's most generous. Of course, we don't need anything like that, but
well,
you know,
she's kind of asking if you can go and if you happen to be as an adventurer out in that area, if you could find it and return it. She doesn't actually have anything for a reward because her husband was killed and they've been here, so she can't really.
Right.
But it's something that she had told Sildar that they
had.
Cool.
Well, we'll see what we can do. I don't suppose you heard the guards. I searched the guards, by the way. I don't suppose you heard them talking about where the key might be.
That would be something that would be handy to put in the description, wouldn't it? You search around on the guards and the pile of clothing. The clothing there belongs to various captives. There's at least a dozen people by the size of the pile. So it's not just the people here. They've been doing this for a while. So it does say that the doors are secured by chain and padlock. So I suppose you could chop it off. Possibly.
I mean, I don't have an axe or anything like that. Do any of these bars look like they're the weak point, or a few good solid punches could knock one out?
They look like they look pretty sturdy and equal all the way along. So if you get a DC 22 strength check, you could probably break one down.
I can't roll that.
Yeah, Sildar said, I already tried to break one down, but it's too strong. If we had a rogue with us, we could probably pick the lock.
Yep. Well, unless you're suddenly a rogue, that's not likely to happen.
Never been my interest.
Not even as a multi-class? Just kidding.
Oh, what? No. Yeah, I think actually don't you get like your intelligence as your strength bonus with your
No, I get my intelligence on my attack. It's not my strength.
Okay. That's weird. Why would he have +2? I still don't get it. Oh, I gave him a better strength. Okay, that's why. Okay, so yeah, I guess you'll have to come back for these guys later.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, nobody likes that. Keep your head down. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe you'll find the key elsewhere. They're like, no, don't leave us.
Listen, lady, I'd love to stick around, but unless you can roll a 22 in this stealth roll, I'm gonna have to come back in a bit.
Or a strength check.
Yeah. Strength check, yeah. That's what I meant.
Where I just want to look. You don't have anything on your sheet about, or in the shared equipment. No. Yeah, nothing can help you there.
Nope.
Oh, what about your abilities? Can you make? I thought I saw you could make tools.
That might be true, actually. Tools of the trade.
Tinkering?
Proficiency with Smith's tools, that's nice. So then, if I could make right tool for the job. Produce exactly the tool you need. With thieves' tools or artisan tools, you can magically create one set of artisan tools in an unoccupied space.
Oh, you need an hour of uninterrupted work.
Mm-hmm.
Which can coincide with a short rest.
Yes.
So maybe stay for another hour?
Yeah, actually, that's right. I have like 3 hit die worth of things.
Yeah, healing you can do.
Yeah, so I will do that.
Right.
I'll do 1 hour and then 2 hit die worth of healing.
I am gonna roll
a
of course. Percentage chance here.
Oh, those are terrible rolls.
Hang on. Luckily, no one comes and finds you there.
Nope. Then we're gonna do another hour.
And I'm assuming you're still gonna block this door, just in case someone tries to get in there. Okay. So you can do another hour right after?
Well, I can take another short rest, presumably.
But you can only use up to 3 hit dice anyway, right?
Yeah, but I can only use 2 in one short rest.
Oh, okay. You can only use half of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get.
Oh God, 113. Terrible. Wow. I have 10 hit points. It'll only help me if I get jumped.
Okay, let me get Sildar to do it too. Where does she go? Okay, so he can do. So you're doing 2 short rests. So he can do. See, so you do get your con bonus. Okay.
Yeah, you do get your con bonus.
He is almost full. I think he'll stay with that and keep the other 3 for later.
What's that? Sorry, I can't hear you.
He's got a 3 hit dice left, and oh yeah, I guess he could use 3 in the first. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, he could just use the other one. Yeah, he's all back.
Okay.
He has 2 left. Okay, so he's in good shape, and you have made some thieves' tools, which you are not proficient in, but it does allow you to make the attempt. Now, does that just mean you do it with advantage, but you do get the bonus of the tool? or you don't get the bonus either. I'm going to say you get the bonus of the tool, but I'll look it up later, but I'll say you get the bonus of the tool, but it's disadvantage.
I can check that. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah. But, like, why don't I just use the smith's tools on the metal instead of
on the
creating
lock, you
thieves'
could
tools?
just hammer the lock out.
Yeah, basically, and then metal work it until it's not a lock anymore.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So make your roll. You're skilled in that, right?
Yes, I am proficient in it. So what's the stat skill check for?
I guess that will be intelligence.
That sounds good. Then I'll add, so just basically take this, add 2. Oh, for crying out loud. 10.
Good enough. That she was only 10 for these tools.
Yep.
So, so you managed to break that first lock. There's 2 cells, so you gotta do the other one too.
Yep. See, I'm not totally incompetent. There you go. 1 open cell. Easily done.
Alright. So you have both of them open, so you can take the people with you if you want to head back.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, I am gonna just do one thing here. Okay, yeah, that's on. It's only showing I have just a couple of viewers. Oh well. Yeah, so you do that and you get back to actually, so something is gonna happen here. So make a perception check when you go through this door.
Okay. Perception. Back to me. There we are. Mediocre roll. 13.
Okay, let's see what this thing has for stealth. There we go. Okay, you don't notice anything.
Dun dun dun.
Alright.
Okay, everybody, follow me into this perfectly safe room. I took a look about. There's nothing stealthy in here.
Sildar. So, you can roll initiative now because there will be an initiative.
Well, now I'm definitely glad I healed some hit points. A roll that doesn't suck.
Okay, does Sildar detect this thing? His perception, he does have some skill in that, but not in, oh no, equal means you defeat the other thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so again, Sildar does notice, watch out! And
who are you? Watch out, man.
he totally is watch out, man. He jumps ahead of you. And I gotta find this thing because it's actually oh no, I closed the map, damn it. Oh, I opened again. Okay, just drag that thing over here. Oh, it's gonna make me go all the way through. Okay. This thing followed you all the way.
Ah.
Oh, come on. Give me this creature. Ah, it's in the trap. Come on. Well, that's a bit of a flaw of this thing. How can I grab that thing?
Hard to when it's invisible.
Yeah, it's hard to also grab it when it's trapped on something else. Oh, there we go. Now it's going. Come on. Oh, don't put it in there. Okay. Come on. Okay, this thing is... you see it in the combat tracker now? Let's see.
I don't have the combat tracker open yet, actually.
Oh, okay.
But there it is, yes.
Yes, okay. So he is there. So Sildar notices it first. You miss your first turn. He jumps forward and is gonna target it with his 2 attacks. A miss and a miss. Okay, and then now you see this thing as it attacks. It looks like this. Creepy looking thing with one big eye.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes for... so you need to make a... I'm going to drag a Constitution save onto you. It does a gaze, a rotting gaze attack at you.
Ooh.
And I believe you just made it. Okay, so you do not take any necrotic damage. And does that mean it can do... So I think that is its attack, because its multi-attack is with claws. So, oh, does it say this is a... It doesn't say that that's an... Oh, it's under actions, so that is, I assume that's its action.
Yep.
All right. And I need you to make a 2 charisma deception checks, because it did something to you before, but I didn't want to say.
I'm trying to deceive, or
yes,
I'm trying to just roll a charisma save.
Just deception.
Okay.
It's not a save. It's a check.
Right. 13s.
Okay, and he has it's versus his wisdom insight. Okay. Okay, he didn't get any the first time. Okay, the second time he knows something about you.
Ooh.
Okay. So, while he was stalking you, he found out some information about you. And now it is your turn.
Well, I am going to take this opportunity to launch some missiles out of my gauntlet at this guy. Some magic missiles.
Oh, and I think this thing can speak. It says something on its turn too. If
Ooh.
it can speak. Oh, no, it only speaks in Undercommon. Do you speak Undercommon?
Sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my missiles.
You don't speak
12
Undercommon,
points.
I assume?
Let me just check that out, but it's unlikely. Can't think of why I would have picked that. Nope.
Okay. So he says something in a weird language and he laughs. A creepy laugh.
I kind of laugh nervously back. But I do 12 points of damage.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Okay, 12 points. That's on there already. Okay, and then Sildar is gonna do the longsword thing. Takes a slash at it. Wow, he really can't hit this thing. It's slippery. You gotta hit in there. All right. And does some damage. Okay, and then it's the thing's turn.
Wounded Nothic.
It is going to go after you. Miss. And a miss. 2 claws swing out at you. It goes,
Man, why's everybody got multi-attack these days?
Yeah, it's like every monster has it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I get why, but it just sucks when there's only 2 of us.
Yeah. Well, at least your guy has 2.
Shit. What's that?
At least your guy has 2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn again.
Okay, this time, take the dodge his blow and go back in with a left and a right, but only the one of them can hit. 14 miss. Get back into my
his AC
ready
appears to be
stance.
15.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Sildar.
Alright, Sildar goes.
This guy needs a good stabbing.
Yeah, he's gonna get a good old 1-2 with his... oh, it doesn't have his weapon. Oh yeah, because he's a PC now. That's right. Alright, where are you? Oh, I can just double click it too. Oh, nice 10 damage hit there. And another one. Oh, natural 1. He tosses his longsword past the Nothic. He maneuvers around to go get it. And the Nothic still focusing on you. Actually, I'm going to say this is... Oh, Nothic trips. And is now prone. And he attacks... let me put the condition of prone here. Oh, I guess he could just spend his... yeah, he spends his movement action, half his movement to stand up. So, And he can still take his second attack. He's going to take it on Sildar. Another... Okay, so now he is actually prone because he fell twice. Prone, kick him while he's down.
That's good. Yep.
Alright, and it's over to you.
I can't kick with my gauntlet, so I'll still have to pound on him. But I think this is one of those things where you sit on the person's chest and pound on their face, like in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, get on them. I was gonna punch him in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, one of those was good.
Yeah. That's gonna hit. For sure.
Cool. Take this. Oh, for crying out loud. D8s are not my friend today.
No, they're not. Okay, so he takes some more damage, and then Sildar's turn. This creature's looking pretty weak, though. And Sildar will do his advantage attack. He gets him. A 1. What? We're both having trouble. A second attack. 2. That's looking pretty bad for this guy.
Heavy damage.
Alright, he is... what's he gonna do? That doesn't tell me much about its personality.
Nothing's have personality? Wow.
Well... I don't know.
I just figured them for creepy, just kind of skittery fellas.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy and insane. Oh, it says he can communicate using telepathy.
Oh.
So he was, I think that means he doesn't need to worry about language.
I think so. It's a good question, actually. I don't know.
Okay, so he had said to you, in telepathically, I know of your insecurity about your small stature. You will now give me sustenance. And that's what he had said, and then he had attacked you. Now, on his turn, he's saying, please don't hurt. Please don't hurt. I will tell you things about the others here. Don't hurt. I gotta give him a name. What's a good name for this guy? Where's my name generator? Let's call him Scrabby. No hurt, Scrabby. Scrabby will help you. Let Scrabby live. And he tries to scurry over here. He stops attacking you. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna try and move away. So you guys will get opportunity attack if you want to kill him.
So as he moves away, I'm just gonna say, shouldn't have said that thing about my height, and whack.
Okay. Sildar is going to not attack him. So you will get a free attack on him.
I know I can make this non-lethal, but I don't.
Oh, okay. He shouldn't have said that. Hey, you missed.
No, he really shouldn't have. 13 hit him?
His armor class is 15, so he missed him anyway.
Swish.
He gets away. And he can only move one more square because he's got to spend half his movement to get up. And then, or 1, 2, 3. He goes, no, don't No, kill Scrabby. Scrabby, help. And Sildar goes, hey, maybe he can tell us something about the Redbrands. Here, how about I go talk to him? He goes over, and he's got his... Oh, he picks up his sword, and then he goes over, and he's pointing it at him. He says, all right, you tell us what you know about these red coated ruffians. And he goes, oh, Scrabby tell. Scrabby says, knows they give him food sometimes. Scrabby doesn't like them, but they think Scrabby's friends.
Scrabby better hurry up or he's gonna get punched.
You walk over?
Yes.
No. he tries to move over here. Sildar goes, says, hey,
yep.
Don't move. You come closer.
Get to the good part.
What you want to know?
How many people are here?
He goes,
humanoids. How many humanoids are here?
Okay, I need to go to the section, what Redbrands know. Scrabby knows all about their minds. They reveal secrets to Scrabby. Okay, I gotta find this section here. How do I go back to the beginning? I'll just go to story here. Redbrands. Scrabby no leader named Glassstaff. He is wizard. He has staff made of glass.
I got that in the name.
Oh, don't judge Scrabby. He's just telling you truth. He also knows Glassstaff work for Black Spider. Black Spider hire red coats to frighten off adventurers like you. He tells red coats to go intimidate town people and sometimes capture them, like poor unfortunates in that room. And he licks his lips and looks hungrily at the door. Black Spider also send bugbears. Scrabby not like bugbears.
Of course.
So it's not gnolls.
No, it's not. That's probably for the best.
And you already know about the captives. So that's pretty much all he can tell you right now, unless you have specific questions.
In that room to the west with the crevice, the cavern.
Yes, that is Scrabby's home. That's where he first see you and find out about. Well, you know.
Does anybody else live in that cavern?
Just Scrabby.
Okay.
Oh, actually, let me check before I say that.
Actually, no, bugbears are much worse than gnolls.
Yes. Would he tell you this? Oh, he does tell you, Scrubby also was given food. And he describes a human that was thrown down to him, and he goes into detail on how tasty he is. And
Yep.
you guys cut him off when he starts going into that.
Yeah.
He says, and humans smell like other humans in that room. Can Scrabby have some more?
Let's see. 1 second. I'll just give you a moment there, Dan. Just gonna look through my sheets here for a moment. Yeah. You want some more? Here's some more. Whack.
Yeah, hit him another one.
Yes, I hit him again.
No, hurt Scrabby.
No, this is not a this is not for pain.
Oh, okay.
This guy eats people.
Oh yeah, he was prone, so you should really not get that anymore.
No, do you want me to reroll it?
Yeah, reroll.
Okay.
Oh!
Damn it, Dice, you're taking away all the drama.
I know, right?
Can't do any roleplay here without the dice helping me out.
I'll give you. I actually will give you the advantage roll because he was not attacking you, so you're kind of surprising him. Actually, okay, I'll let you make a deception check to if you can deceive him, then you can get the first roll.
Okay.
Let me get his insight.
It's a okay roll.
He rolled a 1. He did not expect that. Okay, so okay. You do get him. And yeah, we're going to roll your damage. Are you trying to kill him?
Yeah, it's lethal.
Yeah, he's dead. And someone goes, "Oh, good. I'm glad you did that. That was that creature was very unpleasant."
Yeah, well, you know, if he hadn't gone off about eating people, who knows where it would have gone, but he eats people, and he made fun of me, so
yeah,
one of those things was enough.
No judgment here, man. Alright, so Scrabby is dead. Yeah. Okay, so now you can bring the people through, I guess.
Yep. And we're going to go through this hall here, which I recall is trapped, and so I will not let them fall in the trap.
Okay, I'll assume you're careful enough you can just avoid the trap.
Yep. And we'll basically go out the same way we came in, just like so as not to provoke any new encounters.
So
extra careful.
I'm gonna roll another chance of there being someone wandering about. Nope. So you guys get to the crevice room with no problems. Oh god. I hate it that I have to drag it through the actual doorways.
So see, in Roll20, the players have to do that if you set the room up, but I don't.
Yeah,
I get to drag them where I feel like.
That's so odd.
Yep.
Okay, so did you want to search this crevice room? Because that was his lair, and he's now
not
sure. There.
Why not? This is the one room I'd say.
Okay, so Sildar says I'll guard the people. He'll get them to go out.
Yeah, sounds good. Then should I move myself, or do you want
to? I'll just tell you what's there. So
okay.
So I'll just reiterate the information there. So there's 2. It has a faint scent of decaying flesh. When you crawl down You don't see anything around the sides of it. You'd already gone, I think, up to the northern area, or at least looked up there.
Looked up there, but not really.
But his stuff is down in the crevice.
Oh, I see.
And you find it's a 5 to 10 feet wide crevice, 20 feet deep. Its rough walls are easily climbed without an ability check. At the bottom of the crevice, it's unnaturally cold, and you notice a half-eaten body of what you assume is that woman's husband. He has a tool belt of a woodcarver. So it looks like they killed him and left him for the Nothic.
Right.
And also there's a battered wooden chest hidden in a cubby hole at the bottom of the crevice. I'll assume you search around long enough to find it. Oh, it's obvious anyone who descends into the fissure. So do you want to open it or just take it?
Well, I'll search it for traps first.
Okay, make a what do we do for that now? I guess investigation check?
Yeah, I'll take that.
As far as you know, it does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. That one probably should have been on the dice tower, shouldn't it?
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so you open it. It is not locked, and it is not trapped.
Yay.
You find in it 160 silver, 120 gold, 5 malachite gems, and 2 potions of healing, and a scroll of augury, and also a silver chased scabbard containing a fancy-looking longsword with the name Talon inscribed on it, and its hilt is worked into the shape of a bird of prey with outspread wings.
Ooh,
and
fancy.
If you want to make a history check, you can find out more. Nope. Yeah, never heard of it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna get that parcel. Oh, there's a picture of the sword here too. Oh, that's pretty nice. Okay, I'll share that with you.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
That looks good aligned.
Okay.
I'm not a longsword guy, but maybe Sildar is.
Yeah, he looks at you bring him up and show him the stuff, I assume?
Yes, but I'm stuck in the chasm, actually. I can't move out.
Oh. Damn it. I can't. Alright, there you are. Get you out of there.
Hey, yes, good for you.
Okay, he's out. Okay, and you see, grab the chests and bring all the stuff up and show it to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that if you don't want it."
No use to me. Might as well give it to someone who can put it to good use.
Okay, let us put that stuff into the
party sheet.
How do I add it to party sheet? Parcel. Maybe I just drag it onto the party sheet.
That'd be nice.
Inventory. So if I just go like this. Hey, all right.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
there's
that stuff. So I will give Talon to Sildar. And I guess you should each take a potion of healing, right?
that'd be a good idea.
And
We could split them because they like we could create two entries of a single potion of healing.
Does it have a way to do that?
Probably not automatically.
Oh. Oh, what? No. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, let's just delete that one then. Maybe you can drag it onto somebody. I don't know how to do that. I wonder if I just put both your names in there. Oh, yeah, it has room for both. And Scroll of Augury, can you actually use the scroll?
I have some ability to cast spells, but I don't know if Augury is one of them. If it's on my class list, I can. But I wouldn't count on it.
Probably not. Okay, well, we'll leave that on the list and just split up these two things anyway. So how do I have to hit return or something here? Oh, distribute assignments and coins. So I'm going to click on that and see if it adds it automatically. Oh wait, 100%. What does that mean? Okay, well, I'll see what it does. So you're at 181 gold, right? So you should add it should be adding 60 to that. So that should put you at 241. Oh, or 251.
For my gold, I'm 241 right now.
Oh, looks like it did it.
It's split now. Yeah, there's one electrum piece left over.
Just stays there. Okay, that's interesting. Yep. So when we get to the town, you can sell those other things and then get that money and distribute. So I like how that works. That's pretty cool.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Okay, and then, oh yeah, it says what it gave you, each of you. Distributed potion healing. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Doesn't look like Augury's on my list.
Oh wait, isn't?
I should double check. No. Nope, it is not. So I can't cast it.
Okay, so it'll be a sell thing. All right, so you get out of there, and now I wonder. So you defeated the Nothic, so I can add that. How do I add the XP? Now I wonder if I just take this encounter and add it to this page. Oh, yep. Okay, so that added that, so then I can just take the other two. Okay, this is cool. So I've got the part 1 thing, so you've done the... No, you didn't do that yet. You did the cellar. Add that to the... Okay, you didn't do that. So there was nothing in there, I guess. So drag that in there. Nope, nothing. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have an encounter, I guess, so trapped hall. Alright, so you got by the trap, so that gives you XP. And then the sarcophagi. And then the slaves. Oh, okay, yeah, it added that into the other side. The quests. Okay, and then you haven't got the Myrna's heirloom yet. So that would be later.
Like we covered it? No, we have not.
I wonder if I just put it in here but don't award it. It's like a marker for your quest. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I will figure that stuff out later. And then you head back to the town.
Mm-hmm. Bring the people back.
Yep.
Do they have family in town or anything like that, or where should I turn these guys in?
They have a house, so I assume they'll just go back there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll take them to the door.
Did you want to recover the body after you kind of like they go out of the dungeon? Because it's probably good for them to have that, right? To bury.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I hadn't thought of it.
Okay, if you didn't think of it.
It's not the first thing that came to mind.
Okay.
So I think I just...
You wouldn't have.
Okay. No, wouldn't have. No, they already know he died.
Yeah.
And so let's just leave them with that, and that might even be easier than seeing something half-eaten.
Yeah. All right. So you head back to town. Let's just find the map for that. Maps. Monsters maps. Yeah, I think we're using the full map because there wasn't much point in like hiding all the town stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were.
So let's see if we can see their house. Yeah, so they just must be one of the unmarked houses.
Right.
So I guess they bring them back and they head to their house.
Oh, there's actually a woodworker's house on there.
Oh, where's that?
Middle of the bottom.
Woodworker. Okay, yeah, it's probably that one then, because they don't have a list or that in the list. Okay, so yeah, you get back, and what you gonna do now?
I'm gonna drink more wine than someone my size probably should, and get some rest. Get my hit points back.
Are you gonna do like an overnight long rest, or?
Yeah, it's gonna need to.
Okay, so
I'm sure there'll be guards in the basement tomorrow, but like, I can't go in there with 12 hit points.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
11 or whatever it is, and
So,
no rests left.
I think you guys were at the Stonehill Inn. So you go back there, and Toblin is there, the friendly innkeeper. He says, "Oh, how did it go up there?" I think you.
Well, they're still there, but we managed to get to the whatchamacallit family out safely, except for the husband, we were too late for him.
Oh yeah, I heard it. He'd mouthed off to them, and they had killed him. We didn't know what had happened to the rest of the family. Last I knew, they were at his house.
But, sold into slavery was the plan for them.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of clothes there too. Like let's see, probably like 9 other people or so sold into slavery.
Oh, people have gone missing since those Redbrands have shown up. That's what's happened.
Who around here would be interested in slaves?
Well, not around here, that's for sure, but possibly the orcs or the
what about the Black Spider?
Black Spider? Does he know anything about that? Yeah, he did know about Theldrendar. Here's what he knows. I'll just post that there. So yeah, he knew that he'd been murdered. And yeah, they knew the wife, daughter, and son had gone missing.
Right.
So you have rescued them.
Rescued.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't know anything about the Black Spider, but he says that sounds ominous.
I'm afraid ominous is all I know about this.
If I hear anything about it, I'll let you know.
Plus, he's been known to kidnap already. Now I'm just wondering about slaves.
Yeah, well, so he's in charge of those Redbrands?
That's the idea, yeah. He's paying them to be scary, frighten off adventurers.
Well, it certainly didn't work on you.
Not much does.
And Sildar raises his glass and goes, here, to Rodo! And then everybody in the bar goes, to Rodo! Because by now, already the rumor is going around that you just rescued that family. And they already know what you did with the other Redbrands at the Sleeping Giant.
Excellent. Who wants to buy me a drink?
Oh, you don't have to worry about it. The drinks are on the house for your heroics.
Well, it's very generous.
And
I'll have some of that one. That one up on the top shelf.
he says, and I'll get you whatever you want to eat too. Here you go. Here's the menu. Whatever you want off there. There's a steak on there. Finest steak in the land.
Holy shit, I think this thing's bigger than my mother. I'll take it.
It's the 200-pound steak, no. You have to eat the whole thing, though. All right, so you just...
my mother's still a halfling, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be a little bit smaller.
Yep.
50-pound. All right, so yeah, you have a good time. Have a few drinks and some food. If you want to use up... oh, I think you already used up all 3 of your hit dice, right? For healing?
I did.
So
yep.
Then we will give you a long rest. Nothing else happens that evening unless you want to go out into the town and do anything else.
No, just the rest.
All right, you take a long rest. And Sildar is already healed up, so he's good too. And any of your expended things come back. I think you just get all your hit points back, right, for a long rest?
You get all your hit points, yeah, and I should get my hit die and my death saves reset and all that. The hit points and the hit die have not come back, though, so is there a way to long rest that?
I think hit die... Oh, yeah, I have to long rest you through here. Rest. Long rest. And I don't think it only gives 2 hit dice back because
looks like, yeah,
it gives you half of your full.
Half every day.
Yeah,
that's not a rule I've actually
come across,
interacted with before. So yeah, I bet it's totally believable.
Yeah, and Sildar should get the same. He didn't use all his, so he should get full back. Long rest. Okay, yep. So you guys are both fully charged and ready to go.
Cool.
And I'm going to give you both an inspiration for the dealing with getting the information from the Nothic. All right, and gonna head back in there.
Yeah.
Early in the morning.
I think might as well. Maybe we'll get them before they change the guard or something. Who knows? Unlikely.
Okay. Over there. Yeah, let's get that map. So still through the secret entrance, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that day, because I think you went there in the morning the previous day, right?
Did we?
So you would have had time to sell the other stuff if you wanted to sell it.
Yes, I'd like to sell the other stuff. And see if we can buy a couple more potions of healing.
Okay.
Preferably like greater or something like greater healing or something better than base level if it's available.
Okay. I'm gonna say we'll get % for selling. So you can sell this stuff for 50% of its value here.
Cool.
If you want to.
Yep, we do.
Okay. And then I can distribute, so it's worth 161 gold. So that leaves 1 gold left in there. I like how it does that, actually. Just keep that in the parcel coins until it balances out. Okay, and then you can now buy, I believe, so for items, healing. There is a potion of greater healing, which is 4d4 plus 4.
Buy one of them for sure.
And there is regular healing, which is 2d4 plus 2. And then there's superior.
We should probably get a couple of them.
There probably won't be any superior available, which is 8d4, and they're going to be expensive anyway. I'm just going to go to the bookmark I have for prices, because I like what they do for prices.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called again? Items. It was under rules. What did I do with that? That's the problem I made. I divided this all up with subfolders in my bookmarks, and now I can't find it. Sane magic prices, that's what it's called. Okay. So, potion of healing, the regular is 50. And greater healing is 150. And the other one is just not there.
We can afford one greater. And let me just check my inventory stuff there as well.
Yeah, Sildar didn't have a lot of money until, because he had paid you 50, and he was a little bit in the hole.
Right.
Now that you guys got that treasure, he can probably afford one.
I'll buy so we'll buy one. I think we should buy one greater with the stuff we just sold. And then
Okay,
I'll buy another one.
I already distributed it, so it should be in your...
Then I'll buy a greater.
Okay, hang on, let me find Sildar. So yeah, so he has 90 gold now. So he can buy an extra.
You should buy a regular, and I'll buy a greater.
Yeah. And you're buying him a greater?
No, I'm just gonna buy one for myself.
Okay.
And he can buy himself a regular.
Okay, and then you have...
we each have one regular each, besides that, as far as I know.
So you're gonna buy, spend 200 and get a regular and a greater?
Yeah, well, he's gonna spend 50, and I'm gonna spend 150.
Oh, you don't want to have both for yourself? Okay.
Well, I've already got one regular.
Okay.
That we found.
So, greater healing onto your sheet. There, and then your gold is going down by 150, so to 171. Nope. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that was right. You got lots of copper. Okay, so, and that shows up in your inventory now, I think? Just says potion, though. Why does it just say potion?
I have potion and potion of healing, yeah.
Okay, I just changed this name.
Yep.
Okay, and you're good to go?
I have an empty thing in my inventory now.
Why did that happen? I think I hit enter. I just added one. Okay, got rid of it. Okay, anything else you wanted to do in town before you head out?
Nope.
Oh, I need to swap or get Sildar to have the better item now. Oh, it automatically added it. Cool. So, I wonder if he... Does he use a shield? If he doesn't use a shield, he could probably do 2 weapons. Oh, one of them has to be finesse unless you have a special feat, right?
Was it? I didn't heard that. Maybe. I haven't looked into a lot of 2-weapon fighting. He can also use like a versatile weapon. A longsword is a versatile weapon, so he could use it in 2 hands.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But does he even have shield? Oh, he does carry a shield. So yeah, that's part of his armor class then. Chainmail and shield. So yeah, if he wants to forego 2 armor, he can use two swords and get 3 attacks.
Gotcha.
Alright, so you guys head back in. Okay, so you're back in the crevasse room.
I'd like to check out the room to the north.
Okay. So there's one on the left here, and then one across the bridge.
Well, just look in the one on the left first. It looks like it's a stairway up, so I'll check the other one.
Oh, I trapped you again. Damn it. Okay, so in this area, you see it's the north end of a large natural cavern, but it has been finished with dressed stone block walls and a flagstone floor. Several barrels are stored against the walls, along with a number of empty crates, straw for packing, hammers, pry bars, and nails. The cavern continues for some distance to the south, where you came from, and you can make out several passages that open up off the larger cavern, and you can see the crevice. So this is assuming you're coming from the other direction.
Right. Let's check to see what's in these crates and stuff.
Okay. Let's bring Sildar up through here. Come on. There you go. Alright, so most of these are provisions and goods, not necessarily valuable, but
Yeah.
there's a few things like pelts, some kind of pelts. Looks like they're looted from possibly a caravan or something.
Stolen stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know. People back to recover it when we're done.
You can make a investigation check too to just see if you see anything else.
Okay. Not a great roll.
Okay.
But I want to see if I can improve its odds by searching for secrets in the northeast of this room.
That does look suspicious, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Alright, let me just pull up the DM map here. Okay, with that roll, you definitely do find a secret door there. And what about this one here? I'm gonna just roll for Sildar too. No, he doesn't notice that. Although I guess he can also make a... Or no, it's passive perception, it says. What is his passive? Yeah, he doesn't see it. Okay, so, yeah, you do notice one in that corner that you said. And it goes... How can I... There we go.
Okay, well, I'll keep looking around up here. I can't see very well. The map isn't,
Yeah, why can't
I can't even see the square right beside me.
That's weird. Yeah, something... Well, basically, I can just tell you, it leads down to that door that was the north door of of the sarcophagus room.
Right.
And then, what does this X mean? Locked. Locked door. So there's a locked door across from it.
Listen at that door and then try and knock it down if I don't hear anything.
Okay. So... Okay, so it is... yeah, you don't hear anything from in there, or actually make a perception check. Hey, yeah, you don't hear anything from in there.
Get it down.
You still have those thieves' tools that you made.
I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Or sorry, you made Smith's tools.
I have Smith tools. Yeah.
So on a locked door, it's not going to work as well. So I'll make the DC a little higher, but you can use it with your, I guess, probably would be, I would say dexterity for trying to like manipulate the lock. Dexterity or strength.
They're both, I think, the same, +1.